Previously on me running my mouth, I was talking about the Daughters of the Confederacy, and a lot of your comments were great. Thank you for that. There were quite a few comments that were mentioning the Moms for Liberty. And I have to admit, I have to tell you, I'd never even heard of them, but I like learning new things. The first thing that I noticed about this organization is that they're a 501c4 nonprofit. If you know anything about politics, that's already got the spider senses tingling because political action groups like the 501c4 for two reasons. Number one, they can endorse political candidates. Number two, they don't have to reveal their donors. So the story about how the founders say that they raised their money from $50 donations and selling t-shirts. I mean, I'm not saying that that didn't happen, but another interesting thing is the women that started this organization, they're corporate professionals. One of them's in risk management. The other one is some kind of a media communications expert. These are people who know how to build an organization. They know how to market it. Moms for Liberty sounds very like folksy and homespun, doesn't it? Sounds like something that a group of women sat around their kitchen tables and concocted this idea to help their children survive a biased and controlling school system. And that is what they do. They train people in whatever propaganda or rhetoric they're trying to spread. They train them in these seminars. You know, it's like Trump University shit. And what do they train these people on? Parental rights, which, you know, it's like states' rights in that it looks to contain, oppress, and repress a group of people. And this all got started, one of the women involved in the organization, at the height of COVID, was fighting her child's school because she didn't want her child wearing masks. So one of her concerns, other than the control, was that her child was developing rashes from the masks. That's because your child was dirty. And the mask that they were using were dirty. That's how rashes happen. Their other boogeyman, oh, you guessed it. CRT, critical race theory. Now, these folks, I have to hand it to them. They've been more upfront about their opposition to teaching Black history in school than any group I've seen so far. One of their members were trying to ban a book about Martin Luther King. She didn't want her child learning about Martin Luther King because she felt that white people were portrayed as basically as violent, angry, hateful savages. And she didn't want her child to know or believe that Black people deal with any of that today. Really? 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 I have another conspiracy theory about all this. I think that there's a demographic in this country that, to paraphrase Eddie Murphy, they don't have skeletons in their closet. They've got cemeteries in their closet. I think there are some families in this demographic that have some deep, dark, terrible family secrets. And when you consider that the baby boomer generation, for example, the black and white footage from all those civil rights photos, those people are still alive. And those people committed atrocities, terrible, gut-wrenching things. And there's no way in hell that they want to have to explain that or talk about it or take responsibility for it. In a day and age when people are like little chatters going on about reparations, this is more about protecting the feelings and the legacy of a group of people that frankly deserve to be exposed. You can't hide from history.